Hey guys, this is DbdKmp, the best noob in the house, and welcome back to DbdKmp, the best noob in the house presents or does an update video. Try not to pay attention to the phone icon, the message icon, or camera icon, but more to the background, because, well, this video contains no audio or, well, other than me anyway, or any kind of video or any kind of gameplay footage, so that you can concentrate on what you're doing and hopefully listen to what I got to say about what I got to say. The state of things about my channel. It's been about like so many days now, and I'll be right back. So, anyway, this is my channel. I believe I posted the last videos from my channel. Oh no, I haven't either. Well, I apologize that I haven't been on in a while, but here's the thing. I have not been around for a while. I do have some videos I can go ahead and post now. Let's see, I will not post that video yet. Or that one. Let me see, what was the last one I did have? Mystic Quest. I'm so close to recording Zelda again. It's not even funny because that's another thing. BitChute, we're close to the deal. I believe we didn't even, well, the last thing we did was because we kind of had to. So the way the game kind of forces you to do things is, well, you first, in order to even, unlike in the light world, you actually have to get another glove, which I've seen so far. I didn't really notice that before, but yeah, kind of noticed it because you kind of need what you need is, okay, you gotta go get the, okay, let's start with the first thing. You gotta go to the palace. You don't have to get the first crystal, but you do have to you have to go there first, though, to get the magic hammer, and then you have to turn around and go get the hook shot. You still, again, you don't have to go beat the crystal. But then you gotta go and get the glove, the other glove. Otherwise, you can't go through. And then you can go to the third crystal if you want to, optionally. But you're gonna have to go there anyway to get the one deal. Otherwise, without it, you can't. What I've been reading anyway. I don't typically try to read guides to. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah. Spoil myself because, frankly, when you talk about trying to do a guide, it's just for the fact of when I'm stuck or whatever. But I've been reading because I thought, well, what the hell, why not? Kind of, well, I had some time off while I was doing it, especially because it's not that I hadn't been in the mood to record, I just hadn't been able to. So I got plenty of videos for now, I just don't have enough of a backlog here. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and release something today. And I apologize for being so late. But I will definitely post this up today and to explain what's been going on, because frankly, it's been, God, it's been hectic. And I haven't even recorded, but for Zelda for the last few days. That's another thing. I mean, it's like what, 2 or 3 days ago, and that was at the latest episode, which I still have to edit the number, otherwise it doesn't really matter. So, anyhow, yeah. Oh, and I still haven't recorded anything for ActRaiser because right now, ActRaiser, I'm working on trying to see if I can, basically What's the word I'm looking for? Well, oh, okay. I am getting ready to post the last episode of Act. Oh, that's not good. We're getting ready to run out of episodes here. Well, that's okay. You know why? Because the game's almost over with anyway. We're that much close to getting to the end of the game. I'm not gonna say, Lord, I don't know, because that would be dumb. Because I played this before, and unlike Zelda, I think we are kind of getting close to the end, but still a lot more longer than this, because I mean there's been a lot more time, because this is the first time we started out with it, and we put makes more sense that we're almost done. It's a little bit more shorter than Zelda, and Zelda's just a little bit longer because we have more to do. The next project is going to be, well, I'm not sure if I'm making CT coming over Mystic Quest or BL. I know that AR is supposed to be replacing SMW for my third project, but I might have to replace that one. So, you know, I mean, so far I've got another action fighting game, which is Mystic Quest, and that's not bad. But the problem is that I can't use it to replace anything we got, because it's almost over, and there's no sense in me starting that over just to replace something else. So what I'm gonna have to do is just find me another action game that I can play. And if CT don't work out, or BL, which, you know, I'm gonna have to do that. I have the playlists up. I just don't have them ready to go, because they need descriptions to make anything like this one right here. Populous, Illusion of Gaia. I mean IOG. It's one of the things that's in the works right now. But you know, I don't know. I'll have to see what goes on, because see, ActRaiser, if you can't tell in the series, I'm kind of stuck at the moment, and the hell of it is that I may have to come back until I'm a little bit more stronger, which I don't know if that'll mean anything by the time I've gotten through and done the next area, which I believe is Blood Pool. I don't think it really matters which area you go to first, but I think Blood Pool's the next one. I have to bring it up to find out, but you know. Anyway, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so I was right. I went off screen to do that because I didn't want to put it on screen, because it's just a typical update video. But either way, that's the update video. And CT, I'm not gonna tell you what that is yet. Until it comes time to come out, I'm gonna let it reveal itself when the time comes. And, you know, there are other projects I intend to bring out. I'm not gonna try and tell you what they are. I shouldn't have even said IOG yet. But that's not even until much, much later. That's one of the planned ones that I intend to do in the future. Just not right now. I know that I got like 2 videos of it, and I went ahead and released one of them to show a bit of a preview. That's kind of a way to preview. You don't have to do that ever. And I didn't have to either, but I went ahead and did it anyway. But here's the thing. Yes, I'm very itchy at the moment, but that's not the point. Here's the thing. At the moment, I have quite a few projects, to, I just wanted to go ahead and give a little bit of a preview, like a shout out to some games that will be coming into the future. And, unlike someone else, even though that was pretty cool, I'm not trying to bash on them or tell them how bad it was. It's just that they had that preview video, The sad thing is that it never came to fruition because he decided to drop it, which it's not like it's not understandable why he had to drop it, but he chose his other thing he wanted to look forward to, and that's fine. That's not the issue here. The issue here is, when you make a promise, you should keep it, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and fault the man for trying to choose his own, what he chose to do, either. But I am gonna say though that it was just kind of silly to make a promise that never came true. So, because I even talked about it in an update video, but it never happened. So, whatever. Again, I'm not mad at the man. Like, I don't understand. Even if I was, which I'm not, if I had to have been, it would have been a long time ago. Which even then, I wasn't mad because I understood why. That's not it. It's just, when you make a promise, you don't just make a promise and just not go through with it. Anyway, enough about that. Again, I'm not mad at the guy, and I'm not faulting him because I understand. Okay, let's put that up there and make that clear. I do understand. I'm not mad. I'm not faulting him. I'm just saying that it's just not right to make a promise. You shouldn't keep. You can't keep. I shouldn't, but can't. But in any case, I still think he's got a great career, and despite all that, I think he's done a great lot for himself, accomplished quite a bit, and he's done so much over the years. But everybody has their own life. Everybody changes, to do different things, and once they find something else that replaces that void, besides doing, let's playing, which was originally what it's supposed to be. So I feel like the same as the blacking, except I'm me. That's the difference. Anyway. In other words, okay, I'm calling it a playthrough. Like DbdKmp plays through something because, it's like a let's play, but it's not because, it's still technically a sort of a guide, but it shows you to how I do things, even though it's like some things like you may see if I've already done it before, and that's if, not a promise or a guarantee, because I'm not going to promise I've already done something when I haven't. If I have done something, I'll definitely let you know already. Because if it's something I intend to do, which I may or may not do, I don't know, that's something long run, and in the long run, maybe years later. But in the meantime, anyhow, yeah, then, what was I going to say there? Well, anyway, what I'm saying, though, is that basically, that if I've already have played through it, then I don't need to, But, even if I've started it over and not actually played all the way through, it's still, I'm going to let you know. And, yeah. See, right now, where I'm at in The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, for the playthrough on BitChute is, I haven't even gone to the first palace yet, or the first crystal. And that's what I need to do. I gotta get that, and I believe I gotta get the hook shot, and then I gotta turn around and go get the glove, the next glove, which is the final glove in the entire game, which I was reading. I didn't really say it, but there's no other glove necessary, so that's got to mean something. So, I guess it means there's only 2 gloves. I've also read that no other game actually has a glove where you need to do that, but they actually make you do other things. I kind of like the idea what they have here in A Link to the Past, but the problem is that in order to continue on the storyline, you actually have to do them. It doesn't actually mean you have to do them in order or anything. You can actually just bypass it. Well, again, you still have to do the first crystal. I mean that crystal, but the first pendant, because they make you have to do that in order to get on, because you have to have the Pegasus boots. But as far as like number two goes, and three, you can just like bypass it all and just go to number three. You can, seriously. But the thing about it is that in order to bypass two, you still have to go to number two. You are practically forced to go to two. And but what you got to do is you can go ahead and go get the glove, and go up there, go to the tower, get the moon pearl, or wait till after you beat the boss, then go get the moon pearl, and then get out of there, and then go to the secondary boss of that one, and then beat that one, and then go get the sword. It doesn't really matter which order is, as long as you've done the first pendant in itself, because you have to have the boots, and you have to have the gloves. Needless to say, but you don't have to beat that pendant, the second pendant, but you do have to beat it. So it doesn't really matter if you beat that one before or after the third one, which is the third one, believe it or not, is the one up there with the moon pearl. So, and you gotta have the moon pearl, because if you don't have the moon pearl, yeah, there's not much you can do, which really sucks monkey balls. But I mean, it's not so bad because they give you like an option, like you still have to, like, if you want to continue on the storyline, yeah, you have to get the crystals just like you do have to get the pendants. So just like you have to get the sword, and you don't have to get most of the things in there to beat the game, which some of it is completely optional. Like getting all the hearts, finding all the secrets there ever possibly is. Um, what else? That's about it. I mean, you don't have to go max out your arrows and your bombs, because really, you don't even wind up using that many. But really, so yeah, but you do have to get all the pendants and the crystals, including the Master Sword. Even though the Master Sword is what you have to get before the crystals come about. Well, they appear when you go to the, and they don't even appear until you actually go to the Dark World. And that's another thing. Um, so yeah, I just watched it after the Wizard Eggnaham sent you there. But either way, it's crazy. But I'm not playing it as if I don't know. I actually do not know. There are things I might know, like things I come across, information and stuff like that. But there are things I do play as if I do know, because I do know. I don't like pretend in that regard, but I just act as if I do, because I'm acting like I am truthfully, not pretending. If that makes any sense. Which I'm not really acting in that case. Because if I know, then I know. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, I don't know. I never did this before. Even though there's like footage of it somewhere else, like, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't beat that boss. I never beat that boss before. I would never have done that. This is my first time. No, I don't do that. It might be my first time if I've never done a playthrough. Or if I've never been up to that point before. And a lot of things are pretty much easier. I mean, I've had a lot of experience to come along my way to help me grow along that way, but that wasn't just personally from my own, but learning it from from being around other people who have played video games. And it's not like I just went around and spoiled myself, no. the people who generally talk about it, like in a story, that kind of thing, and kind of sets you up, tells you a little bit of information here and there, something like that. But not like something like, oh well, by the way, you can beat this boss if you do it a certain way. Well, of course, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. My point is that when you play a game for the first time, and I know I've got other videos now, I've forgotten all about them, but I'm playing them completely fresh. Okay, like I've never played it before because I haven't. As far as my memory goes, and I know that I haven't played it. I mean, if I have, that's just me recording it on a video, like a test, and that was it. Other than that, I know nothing beyond it. And let me put it this way to you. It's like, okay, if you go through a game, maybe if you've never actually gone through it all the way, and it's been like many, many decades since you even followed with it, it's like you're really relearning the game itself. And it's not like you're really trying to play as if you're stupid or you don't know anything. You just basically like, well, okay, so this is how I play it, or I would have, since I'm doing it anyway. Whatever, if that makes any sense. Because literally, it's been that long that I don't remember ever doing it. And if I have, well, I'm not lying. I just don't remember ever doing it. So, and there are videos on the blacking. They're just not as many as I have on my channel now. Because, basically, I'm relearning the game, you might say. From the beginning to end. It's not like I don't know how to play a game with controls. It's just, as far as me actually knowing who does what and where to go, I'm having to relearn things because that's how long it has been. If I did know anything about the game a long time ago, I have forgotten since then. So, it's not my fault. So technically, you might as well say that, yeah, I didn't know anything. If that makes any sense. So, yeah. I mean, I believe that it's possible that I might have, because at the time, I wasn't even set up yet. Or ready to move on and have my own separate deal at the time. And when I did, that's when I finally did my own deal. So, yeah, and I'm still having to relearn again. A lot of things I've forgotten over time, too. So, you have to pardon my lack in knowledge since the last time I played it. Which is many decades ago. I mean, Mystic Quest, for crying out loud, I remembered a lot of things. But then, after so doggone long, I've forgotten so few things. I do remember things here and there as I go along, but I've had to relearn a little bit of that on the process too. So, but I mean, just to be on the fair side there, and sometimes I'm also forgetting what controls or what, because the controls are different for each game. Some of them are the same depending on what you're talking about, but otherwise, I don't know. Anyway, this has been DbdKmp Plays and or does an update video, just so you can know what the state of the channel is and what's going on. So, CT is one of the planned projects that may be coming into fruition to replace ActRaiser at the moment. Maybe. Right now we have no third project because third project is being worked on. And I apologize for starting up 2 games right away that I couldn't complete. And it's not because I don't want to. It's because of what's going on with the emulator. So, and again, I can't change it or I would. I would have already been on a computer if I could have changed it because that's the only next best step. Because any other emulator sucks balls. I've tried them. See, look, I go over here to Play Store because this is a place to get it anyway. Don't worry about those. Um, yeah, and if I go into my apps and games, doesn't matter which account. This is just for that. Oh boy, another freaking update. An update. Yay. Dumb updates. Um, but yeah, I mean, literally, like, I've tried installing other nests. Like, okay, like, alright, there are emulators there, but I would have to go like the SNES, Droid, Casual, Retro. Everything out there ain't it half as good as what I've got, and even that is not all that in a bag of chips. And the reason it's also good on the tenfold is because I can also do other games with it. But the problem is, you know, oh. Anyway, the problem is that there's always that. I could go ahead and download others, but it's trying to get them stuff. I don't like. I mean, I could go separate if I wanted to, but again, also it saves on space. It may not save as much when I have to download other games, but hey, at least I don't have to put out separate images. I'm not worried about it generally. It's just because of any device you get on that's mobile, unless you have like a big enough hard drive. And in order to get one of those, even then there's not enough guarantee. I mean, you can get a little bit more of a guarantee. I mean, let me start that over. You get a little bit more of a guarantee of space, but not as much. Anyway, on a tablet or a Windows iPhone, on those big old things that are bigger, and where you can also use it as a phone if need be. But either way, that's the way it rolls. I mean, seriously, this little device that I'm on right now, yeah, no. I wouldn't mind putting them on here. That's not the issue. The issue is the amount of space. I have about, and then you want to talk about as well as limiting even more when you try to put games on there. You realize I'd have to get like maybe one or two at a time. With what I've got right now, it allows me that assurance of getting what I have right now. Even though I may have to delete them over time again so that I can play others. But either way, at least I've got me sort of an archive of games, that I could play at my disposal, or at my pleasure, whatever you call it, or leisure, whatever you want to call it, leisure. And that way, I've got something I could play, or actually in this case, record. And even though it's only S drive, which is fine, but it still takes up space because of save files and stuff like that. Even save files take up space, as tiny as they can be. But it's in here. I'm not really going to go over them, but, they're there. And I don't have, like, a whole bunch of it. Like, I mean, I have quite a few of them, that I've downloaded. Because I do own a copy, so they couldn't have it unless I owned a copy, which I do own a copy. So yeah, let's see what's going on in Twitter land, shall we? Anyway, so that's what it's like in Twitter land. Anyhow, I'm just showing you some things, not trying to show any footage or anything, but yeah. Anyway, I'll see you later. This has been DbdKmp Plays an update video, or does one, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a Zelda link to the past and get that uploaded to BitChute right away, because it takes long enough as it is to get that done. Pain in the butt. I mean, it's not the recording that's the issue, it's the upload process. Because sometimes it also likes to go, nope, like disappears, like, oh, come on, you mean I have to re-dub like that? And sometimes I have to delete it and blah, 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 and re-upload it, or if it goes through and tries to process it, and then it takes forever to, and then most of the time it's like, okay, when I'm trying to do the video as well, that while it's doing the uploading, boom, then it disappears and you have to redo it again. And then sometimes as well, I mean, another thing is, it randomly does, it makes you start way over. Sometimes it doesn't make you completely way over, like when you have to retitle it and everything. And then there's just sometimes where you have to re-upload a cover and then upload the video again. And it's like, are you kidding me? Just for that. Even if it's 11 minutes or whatever, it doesn't matter. It takes that issue upon itself to do that. As much as I don't like that aspect, but I like BitChute a lot better than I like YouTube, because at least if I have my music up, on there, I don't have to worry about such copyright slander. Even though that, because see, I'm not taking it upon myself to claim the thing as my own, the music itself, because it's not mine. I didn't create the music. But the problem is that even though I may not have created music, I have every right to use it because it's part of the game and I own the game. I may not have created the game, but even if I did create the game, which I haven't, but if I had, you know how ridiculous their policy is? It's like, make sure you have rights, to, basically, now it used to be like, something or other, and I forget whatever. And then it's like, make sure you have the rights now just to play the music. Why would I need the rights to play the music? It's part of the game. What's the point of owning the game, or for that matter, recording the video yourself? It's not like they're the one playing the damn game. Are they playing the game? No. Then why are you claiming my video? And another thing is, it's not like I'm making money on it either. I'm not making money on these videos. I'm not. I don't make money on the videos. I mean, I might make money on views, if I was to get anything. But that's about it. And even then, it's not because of all the music or how great it is. It should never be because of that. I shouldn't get money based on how great someone else's music is because I'm putting it up there. Just to make my content seem like it's more enjoyable. In other words, I mean, I could do that, but then if I did that, I'd have to play something else besides A Link to the Past, because I like the music, but I can't stand it repeating itself. Okay? Repetitiveness is only acceptable in the fact of when you're trying to get gameplay revalue. Other than that, having a game constantly replay over and over and over and over and over and over and never changing the track. Like, say you're in a different area of the game, you're not going to find a different track. It's just going to be the same thing over there. Like, why? Even games for PlayStation had that same bad taste. And it's just like, okay. It's not to say the music isn't great or brilliant in itself. It's just, are you kidding? I'm over here and there's no change in the music? Wow. Even the battles don't change. I mean, most of the time that's great, but not all the time. you know. And even if it was all the time as well, it have they you you couldn't have that in a game anyway. You'd have to have your own backup set of music, because then you'd have to hear the same old music that you already heard. Like, even if it is still great, it's not saying it's bad or terrible. It's just, oh my god, I can't take this. This is 24/7. I can't do it. No. It gives me a headache to hear the same old music over and over and over. Even if I was listening to Korn, you know that, Korn. Anyway, just in case you wonder. Even if I had to listen to one song, it's great, but I'm not going to listen to the same song over and over and over. I mean, one song for even for 13 hours or even for an hour, I couldn't stand it. Even the bands themselves don't like to hear their own music for that long. For one sound, from one music track that has them singing. That's not great for anything. Okay? And you can't help it when it comes to like games or CDs, stuff like that. But what you can do, if you want to balance out that, you can add more. I mean, if you had to record it and put it on the disc, as long as you don't actually sell it to somebody, you could actually give away the copy, but you couldn't sell it. Because, I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but that was a thing way, way, way back at the day, years ago, before even the internet was thought of, where you could start doing recording and things. Anyway, later.